Tales from the Dark Multiverse, Flashpoint Issue 1 finds Tempest Figuraut watching the Reverse Flash, knowing time is the villain's domain as much as it is his, watching the villain as he heads through the world of the Flashpoint, where one of the most hopeful heroes, the Flash, doesn't exist. On the Dark Flashpoint world, Thomas Wayne gets ready to hit Barry with the lightning that will supercharge him and return his powers. The lightning strikes, but it's not the Speed Force Barry was hoping for as the lightning rips through him, killing him instantly. The Reverse Flash is pulled from the Speed Force during this, finding this all to be quite unexpected as he looks over the burned corpse that was once Barry Allen, never expecting to see him like this. He wonders that with Barry dead, should he even exist now? If he never became Flash, he could never become Reverse Flash. But maybe now Barry has also set him free. Eobard wishes he could say that he feels a loss for Barry, but all he sees is an adversary not worth his attention. He takes Barry's Flash ring, saying he'll wear it as a badge of honor and a reminder so what happened to Barry doesn't happen to him. Batman attacks, but Reverse Flash grabs the batarangs from the air, stabbing them back into the hero's shoulders. Eobard thinks that Batman is Bruce Wayne, wondering what he could do to kill the man. Touching the vigilante, Eobard begins to see his and Barry's shared memories, learning what Barry told the man about him and how this Batman isn't Bruce, it's Thomas Wayne, who wants Barry to go back in time and change everything so that he dies and Bruce lives. Thomas knows that the villain is the one Barry talked about as Eobard lets him go, feeling what Thomas is thinking about and the changes Barry said he would make so Bruce could live. He knows it's hope he feels and he can work with that. He thanks Barry for his gift, speeding off into the Flashpoint world. Speeding around the world, Flash sees that it's coming apart, one life at a time, and how it's a world on the brink of annihilation, filled with both hope and despair. In Washington DC, the president is told by Cyborg that Batman won't be helping them, and the few gathered heroes there are the only ones who will. Victor says that he's working on building a robotic army in Detroit to defend them, but it's months away from being finished. The president knows that it won't be enough to deal with Atlantis and Themyscira. He remembers when the US was a superpower once, and how they are nothing compared to the Atlanteans and Amazonians, and they need someone or something with their level of power, but it's not Cyborg or the other heroes there. Reverse Flash suddenly speeds into the office, killing all of the heroes and throwing Cyborg clear of the building. Eobard confronts the president, assuring him he won't kill him since he's the one who put a lot of time into the president. Eobard reveals that he created this president, having whispered into the right ears and suggested the right things to the right people to make sure this man became the president, not a man with deep conviction and principles that once was meant to be there. Cyborg calls for all units to converge on the president but finds he's the only one left alive as the president asks what Eobard wants. The villain says he wants America, seeing as Diana has Greece and Britain and most of Europe and Arthur has his 7 seas, so he wants America. He says that the president will run the country, but he wants to own it. Cyborg suddenly attacks, firing a sonic wave at Eobard, but the villain easily escapes the blast since he is faster, disrupting Cyborg's system as he vibrates so hard it atomizes the hero, killing him instantly. With no other choice, the president declares on national TV that the being that calls himself the Flash will take control of the country and fulfill a promise to end the Amazonian and Atlantean threats to American shores. Thomas meanwhile watches the announcement, knowing that he wanted to believe Barry and that he said he could change the world, but the only thing that got the hero was being dead. He wonders what Thorn having all this power now means, as a pre-sent message from Victor Stone arrives, detailing to Thomas something called Project Superman. The president meanwhile asks when Eobard is going to get the Amazonians and Atlanteans out of their way, since it's already been a week and he did promise to deal with them. Eobard says that he's been thinking and taking a moment to consider the nature of hope and how one man's hope made this entire world, something he finds a certain audacity to. Eobard talks on about hope and how it only matters to those with the power to see it fulfilled, as the president doesn't understand what he's talking about, only not wanting to die. Eobard reassures the man that he won't die until he himself is ready to kill him. Thomas meanwhile talks with the computerized Cyborg, who says that the Superman project is amazing, and while he was never tested at his full power, he believes the being can stop Thorn. Thomas wonders why the Superman would be on their side since humanity did keep him caged up for his whole life, and what's stopping him from turning on them. Victor says that his psych evaluations suggest that he wants to form emotional connections and friendships with people. Vic leaves to get the security for the Superman project as Eobard arrives, surprised to find Victor survived his attack, thinking maybe he should delete Thomas's files to get rid of the hero. Thomas talks about what Alan told him about the world they are from and how Reverse Flash killed his mother on that world, something the villain admits he did, loving the fact that this world is so screwed up not because he didn't kill Barry's mother, but because Barry saved her. Eobard knows that Barry never understood to get what makes his life better, everyone else needs to pay the price, comparing himself to weaving through like the finest stitching, whereas Barry just tears through everything like a savage, never seeing how a ripple in the river has a cause and effect. Thomas says that his son is dead and his wife is insane and the world is tearing itself apart, all because Eobard wanted to be better than Barry. Eobard says he is better than Barry since he won and Barry is now dead. Thomas says that he spent a long time hunting the sick freaks who prey upon humanity, and Eobard is the worst of them all, since he thinks his intelligence and power makes him better than others, thinking that he can manipulate everyone for his own purposes. But he doesn't even know what that is anymore since Barry is dead, meaning his whole reason for existing is gone, meaning he's now lost and confused. Eobard turns it around on Thomas, saying that he's no hero since he's not trying to save the world or even Gotham. He's just obsessing over destroying criminals and screaming at the world, making it pay for his pain. Eobard says he could easily kill every criminal in Gotham, and then what would be the point of Batman and his vengeance? Thomas says that Eobard is a danger to everyone, but the villain knows Batman wouldn't be able to touch him if he even tried, and he wouldn't even see him coming. Thomas asks why he hasn't killed him yet, learning it's because he knows about the world and what it really should be like, and he loves the hopelessness that Thomas has because of that. Thomas knows that while he wants his wife and son back, he knows he can't change the past, but he knows Barry could, and he wanted his mother back, and the cost of that was Thomas's son and his wife's sanity, so he wonders what his own price would be. Thomas knows that Eobard can do this as well, and the villain says that he could change history and change everything if he wanted to, which includes saving Bruce and Martha, but he isn't going to do that. Eobard leaves, knowing that he now owns Thomas and he will burn through what's left of the world to change it all. Eobard now knows he has someone obsessed with hunting him and bringing him down by any means necessary, realizing that now he is just like Barry was. 200 meters below Metropolis, Batman meets with the newly reformed Cyborg as they head into the secret facility buried beneath the city. Thomas understands why he's doing all of this, but he wants to know what's in it for Victor. Learning the hero just thinks that there can be a better world than the one they inhabit. Thomas won't allow himself that much hope, as Victor says they have power and they have their responsibility to use that power to help people, not dominate them. As they arrive at the Project Superman site, the Atlanteans are all defeated in Paris by the Reverse Flash, who kills Arthur with his own trident, knowing he needed to send a message, hence why he didn't kill all of them in an instant. He knows he targeted Arthur since he sees the Queen to be the more reasonable of the two of them. At the Project Superman site, Cyborg and Batman break in, taking out the guards as they find the Superman, who is under the effects of the kryptonite meteor there, making him weak. Cal pleads with them not to kill the guards since enough people have already died because of him, just wanting the heroes to get him into the sunlight, since he's heard that it is quite beautiful. Eobard meanwhile confronts Diana in New Themyscira, dumping the body of Arthur at the Queen's feet, telling her that America is his and there won't be another warning, and should she test him, he won't be as merciful as he was with Arthur. The news reports on the Flash's success in saving America as above Wayne Manor, Superman takes in the sun as Cyborg studies the being, finding that he is up to 144 million watts in his cells, so there is no telling how powerful he can actually become. Kal-El says that he is ready, reminding them that he will only contain the threats, he won't be killing anyone. Thomas gives them the plan as later, Reverse Flash confronts the Atlantean fleet off the coast of America when he is tackled by Superman, who throws him all the way to New York. The villain never expected Superman to be getting involved, knowing fighting a Kryptonian is a whole other level than anyone else on this world, so he needs time to think. Superman keeps the villain on his toes, however, smashing him into the mountain they are on, but it soon engulfs both of them, so the hero unleashes his heat vision, barely missing Eobard as the villain speeds around the hero, pummeling him over and over. Cal, however, is faster, catching his fists and throwing the villain into the sky, keeping him from getting any friction and intent on pushing the villain towards the point on the map that Thomas's plan is to take place at. Cyborg tells Batman that they are incoming as Superman plows Reverse Flash into the ground, unleashing more of his heat vision on the villain as Cyborg activates his sonic cannons, keeping the villain pinned down. Batman, however, activates his own cannons, blasting the villain and Superman. Cyborg tries to stop Thomas, telling him this isn't part of the plan, but Thomas demands Eobard be broken and begging, wanting his son back. He stabs Victor in the neck, overloading all of his systems and shutting down the sonic cannons as he heads to the crater. Superman saves Eobard from one of the gun's bullets, saying that there will be no killing. Because of this one gesture, Eobard begins feeling hope. Not for him, but hope that Superman could bring to the billions of the world. He sees what Superman's legacy of hope would bring, ushering in a true heroic age. Batman arrives at the crater, telling Superman to keep an eye on the villain as he apologizes to the being, shooting Superman in the head with a kryptonite gun he took from the Project Superman site, killing him as Eobard sees all of that hope now fade away. Cyborg returns, knowing that they could have used Superman to save this world, but Thomas knows this world won't be saved. He wants the one where his son is on it and Thorn can bring him back to that world. As the Atlantean and Amazonian fleets descend on the country, Eobard picks up the bullet Superman saved him from as Diana and Ocean Master confront Batman and Cyborg, telling them to surrender since the Amazon-Atlantean alliance claims America as their own. Diana says that the Flash was right about the old gods being dead as Apocalypse descends on Earth as well. Batman grabs Eobard, telling him that he can't let this stand and he needs to run and change the world. Gripping the bullet, Flash takes off as Batman tells Diana she has lost this fight and she doesn't even know it since he planned for everything, including the arriving Big Barda and Mr. Miracle-led New Gods. Eobard takes off into the Speed Force, knowing that he was blinded by the need to play in the ruins of a world created by Barry Allen. But this world isn't Barry's now, it's his. Tempest Figuraut, meanwhile, has his vision clouded by the negative Speed Force, which begins changing every life on the world. Eobard fixates on how he can make this world his own vision of perfection, as Tempest wonders, with the shifting powers and reality reforming, if this is a better world than it was, but that depends on what world Thorn will make, since now he cannot see. Eobard heads years into the past to Gotham, where Joe Chill fires his gun at the Waynes, but the bullet instead kills the man, leaving the entire Wayne family alive. Tempest sees Thorn's gift to the Waynes was a Gotham without Batman, as the world closes to the being fully, left to have Eobard usher in a new age of heroes, all led by him. Tales from the Dark Multiverse, Flashpoint issue 1 continued the really fun and dark twists on classic DC storylines, this time taking on Jeff Johns' Flashpoint in a really interesting and surprisingly deep story. This issue could have just been another action-packed, slightly different look at Flashpoint filled with redesigned cool-looking characters and introduce us to new colourful iterations of events, but Brian Hitch goes a little bit step further as he pulls both art and writing duty and decides to make it all about Eobard Thorn and his search for a purpose in life after Barry Allen dies. The focus of hope as well is excellent this issue, and Eobard's search for it is really interesting to see and how that plays out, and how he views hope as something that's of a weakness to certain people, but then he realizes that it's a little bit more than that and isn't a weakness at all. The importance of the bullet, or a bullet, is really big in this issue as well, with one that changed Thomas Wayne's life forever, and then one changes Eobard's life forever as Superman saves him from one and kind of reshifts his focus on what hope is and how he should treat life and everything. It was definitely one of the more meaningful inclusions in the series that, as I said before, does a little more with the Dark Universe premise than provide cool new character redesigns and looking at an event from a different perspective. It's definitely one of the more deeper Dark Multiverse tales that, much like all of the other ones, I would love to see get another issue or explore more of this world, since the ending seeks to imply Reverse Flash was the herald of a new heroic age, with all of the heroes donning costumes kind of related to lightning or electricity, so that would be a very cool thing to have a look into. I'm going to give this issue a 10 out of 10.